Okay. Here we go. Uh, this is this a accounting batch or specialize in accounting or what?
Sir, we come from different backgrounds. There's no specialization as
Okay.
such. There are students who have done science. Those who come from science background mainly are there, I think. But apart from that, we
No,
have
no. I mean, occupation wise. All are in accountancy related related
no, sir. We
jobs.
have engineers, we have software engineers, we have administrators, we have few bankers. Those who are mainly in
See.
science towards science. Uh,
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
Anybody has any marketing background? Anybody have marketing or business background?
There are some from marketing background as well, sir, and business.
Okay, that would be
Yeah.
great. Yeah.
I personally have a marketing background, sir.
Sorry?
I personally have a partial marketing background, and I
Background,
think
yeah.
there are others also who are involved in marketing, at least to a
Marketing.
less or large extent.
Yeah, would be great. That's great. Super. Okay, welcome to the jungle. So this is first session of global marketing. Uh, so my name is Nuwan Tilakavardhan. I'm head of marketing and business at SMIB Bank, and have been working for a couple of international companies, especially in ICC, International Construction Consortium, and also I've worked as Unilever. So I'm having some kind of a having good international marketing background as well. I also work with Visa Global. So I have gained a lot of experience when I was working with these international companies, especially Visa Global, and when I was working at Union Bank as well. I was closely worked with Visa Global and Mastercard. So I have gained a lot of experience and knowledge through these MNCs, multinational corporations. So moving to global marketing. So hope you have heard about this global marketing term. So you have your subject is called international marketing, but I use it as a global marketing. Why I'm using it? Uh, International marketing has been used. That term has used like more than 10 years ago, before the emergence of the technology. So now it has we commonly called as global marketing. International marketing and global marketing are very same term, similar term. There is no difference between this global marketing and international marketing. It's the same thing. Sometimes I may pronounce global marketing, so it is easy to me to express this as global marketing instead of saying international marketing. So I will use both terms, global marketing and international marketing, but it's same thing. Before moving to global marketing, I just thought to refresh your mind about what is marketing. I think when you are going to a when you're shopping, you have seen different labels with different color codes and different languages. Especially if you go to a shop like in here, the Hival, if you have gone to Navalanka, there are a lot of Middle East uh, FMCGs, goods and services, goods are there. So if you see it, if you when you see it, you have seen a lot of uh, Arabic words, Arabic explanations are there instead of English. So that is directly coming from Dubai. We have seen a lot of when you see some kind of, especially cosmetics and other these things, you have seen when you are looking at this, you see there are a lot of languages, maybe Arabic, maybe other kind of Spanish, German. some terms of languages. We have seen this. So why they have put it? Because of the understanding of their country, and those who are speaking in Arabic, they can understand it. So many languages. So that is coming basic thing about the global marketing, and also when you're going for a shopping, let's say uh, when you go to hotel, there are a lot of global uh, cloth brands, Nike, Gap, Adidas, they're local. A lot of global brands are there, Levi's. So why these global brands are here? Because of the global marketing, international marketing. Okay, and you are using Samsung or maybe Apple phone. Why you are using this? Because of the impact of international marketing, global marketing. Uh, we are not hearing this name like more than 40 decades ago, 60 decades ago. There is no global marketing, there was no international marketing, but uh, we have this has been emerged 2 decades, 3 decades ago. Now we are using this everything like it's open to the uh, market, world market. So we are getting a lot of imports, and we are also being export as well. So we are getting a lot of imports, new brands, new world brands, global brands are here in Sri Lanka. And also, if you are going for another country, you can enjoy whatever the brands you like, as you wish, as you use in your home country. So basically, the difference between marketing and the global marketing is, if you are doing marketing in home country, you know the regulations, what are the things. It's comfortable. It's comfortable to you when you're doing when you're doing marketing in your home country. Global marketing is basically it's what you are doing away from your home country. That means you are doing business in home country, let's say in Sri Lanka, that is your home country. You are doing business in other countries, maybe a franchise, maybe you have done a subsidiary, maybe you have done a joint venture, maybe you have done a factory, open a factory here and do the business there. Most of the Sri Lanka digital marketers are now moving to Singapore and Dubai countries to open their business there and expand their business in those countries. So those kind, that is kind of a global marketing effects. Okay, the thing is, mainly, if you are doing business in home country, the amount of effort you are putting compared to global marketing is very low. If you are putting effort in global marketing, you have to have a huge effort. You have to make a huge effort to win the global market. Otherwise, you can't win the global market. Why I'm telling you this? Very volatile market, different cultures, different norms, different economic systems, different government regulation and rules. Governments are changing. There is a huge impact on your business. And also the we have seen the developed countries are coming to the market, third world countries are in the market, and also emerging markets are there. So it's very volatile, very difficult when you are doing business in global market. So you have to have a huge effort, and it's a very costly. You have to have a huge investment when you are doing global marketing. That's why it's very difficult, and you have to very keen on that. When you if you are doing in global marketing business, you are very keen, you have to study the market and get into the market. Okay, so before that, I just want to tell you what is marketing, just to refresh your mind. I know you have gone through marketing things. One thing I want to tell you, marketing and global marketing are very similar, same term, same aspect. In marketing we are using in the uh, global marketing, same aspect. If you are doing what you are doing in home country, same thing we are same thing, same kind of a thing we are doing in global marketing as well. There is no such difference in marketing terms when it's go to global marketing and when it's come to home country marketing. There is no such difference. Only thing is the approach, what you are going to, how we are going to approach, how we are going to do marketing in these countries are different, because we have to adjust according to the country situation, country culture, country, political environment, those things you have to achieve. You have adapt. You have to approach. The approach is different. Not that marketing is different. Marketing is same, but your approach aspect is different. Okay, you will see how it works. So basically, what is marketing? Basically, marketing is stimulating people to buy using communication. That we are doing. That we all know in marketing. Basically, stimulating people to buy using communication. That is what we call normal marketing. And also, what we are doing here is satisfying needs and wants. Okay, satisfying needs and wants by using product or service, selling or exchange with a price. So, stimulating people to buy using communication plus satisfying needs and wants by using product or services, selling or exchange with a price. If marketing is basically for the profit, uh, basically focusing on the profits and the enhancing sales volume. Okay. So just simply we can put it marketing is a delivery of customer satisfying at a profit. That is the main objective, and also as a goal attracting new customers by promising superior value and keep and grow current customers by delivering satisfying what I have told before. I will just skip quickly and refreshing your mind because global marketing we have another 5 6 sessions. There is a huge area I have to cover, vast area I have to cover. So I will just skipping some areas because I know that I believe I assume that you know marketing aspects. These things are very simple things. I think you have heard this thing before when you are doing your basic degree or maybe diploma. Just I will refresh your mind. So this is we call this new guru of the guru of nowadays marketing, Professor Philip Kotler. Philip Kotler is saying marketing is the science and art of exploring, creating, and delivering values to satisfy the needs and wants of a target market, maintaining loyalty at a profit. So maybe uh, doing creating positive customer. Basically, it says creating a positive customer experience that builds brand loyalty and enhance customer satisfaction, and also providing a useful product worth of customer money and energy. That is what he's saying. Basically, creating positive customer experience and build brand's loyalty and enhance customer satisfaction while providing a useful product service uh, which worth of uh, customers money and the energy. So this is the definition of marketing. And this is we all do marketing. I just want to share with you. We all do marketing. Whether you are accountant, whether you are a HR person, whether you are maybe you are engineer, maybe you are a doctor, whatever, whoever you are. So you do marketing. You represent your own brand. You have a name. You have own brand. You are maintaining your own brand. It's different from it differ from person to person. You have your own values, your own beliefs. You have own your dressing things. You have own style. So you represent your own brand, and each and every one of you marketing selling your company. Yes, when you are going to a place, you are introducing I'm so and you're so from represent this company. I'm from uh, I'm so when I'm one from SMIB Bank. That's how you are going to introduce when you are going to meet some person or maybe someone who is going to meet you. So you are marketing yourself on behalf of your company. So you are doing marketing on behalf of your company. So you are introducing yourself as a worker or maybe a employee of a certain company. And if you're having a certain company brand, well, it attract to yourself as well. If you're working at HSBC, if you're working at a Unilever, that brand values also attracting to you, attached to you. So you sell yourself to get a job promotion awards. While we are all are doing when you are going to a job, we are selling ourselves uh, in front of the interview panel or maybe special interview panel. So we are setting our skills, values, our core objectives, our knowledge, everything, our passion, everything we are selling in front of this thing to select ourselves. Okay, just to give a brief how marketing is important to you guys. This is what marketers do: identify needs and want, find what people needs, uh, find what people needs. Like now, those days we didn't have sachet packets in the market, like gel packet and also shampoo packet. We didn't have sachet packet. After doing a research, they have identified there is a vacuum for sachet packets, small packets. So that's why they have introduced sachet packets. All the companies there those days, like more than 10, 15 years ago, they have introduced sachet packets for shampoos, gel packets, everything because of uh, because of to fulfill that requirement. Okay, so choose what whose need on focus on segmentations, audience, and so you have to identify the segmentations and the audience. Create and manage products. So according to people, according to their audience or segmentations requirement, you are creating and managing products. Maybe you are adding features. Maybe you are innovating your new product. Maybe you are adding extension to the existing product. Those kind of things. Communication about products. Basically, advertising and communication and all price products, set prices, competition, promotions, discounts, everything coming under pricing. Distribution product basically using channels, MT and GT, modern trade and general trade. Modern trade is your food city chains, KLs, Cargills are coming under modern trade. General trade is Kadi Mudalali boutique shops, those are coming under general trade. So basically, we have to manage those two channels, especially if you are in a FMCG company. FMCG is fast moving consumer goods. If you are in a FMCG company like Unilever, Hemas, CBL, Malibu, those kind of company, Fonterra, those kind of company, you have to manage, especially supply chain management. You have to do it. Basically, MT and GT, you have to manage it. And the follow-ups, after sales, customer service, you have to do it. What marketers do. And other than that, planning, uh, all the management uh, things they are doing: planning, organizing, directing, and controlling. What marketers also do. So, just want to tell you this: marketing and advertising not equal. Marketing is a big umbrella. Advertising is a part of that umbrella. Market research, product, marketing tactics, public relations, advertising, customer service, promotions, strategies, distribution, everything coming under marketing umbrella. Marketing is a bigger picture. Advertising and also other parts are part of the marketing, elements of marketing, and also sales coming under marketing. We call as sales and marketing, but marketing is a bigger picture. Sales coming under marketing, part of marketing. So needs and demands, needs and wants and demands. Needs are basic requirement to survival. Needs, you need basic requirement: food, clothing, shelter, safety. That is basic requirement you need to you need for your survival. And wants is basically your desire. Uh, Maybe it will enhance your quality of living, make someone happier, your desire, increase quality of living. Uh, from human needs takes as a shaped by culture and individual personality. So how you are satisfy your needs through wants and demands. You know, uh, consumer desire to purchasing particular goods or service, that is called demand. So you have desire to purchase particular goods and services. Why I'm telling you this is uh, this is uh, this is demand. So wants and buying power, you have to willing to buy. You have to have buying power. You have to have money. If you, even though you have a lot of wants, maybe you can't fulfill it without having a buying power, uh, without having money. So you have to have buying power to buy or maybe fulfill your wants. So that is wants plus buying power equal to demand. Why I'm telling you this is, when you're going doing global marketing or maybe doing marketing, you have heard about free marketing, free economies. So that is basically some countries are repressed and some countries are free economic countries. If you're doing marketing in free economic countries such as Singapore, so it price uh, decided by the supply and demand. Everything decided by the supply and demand. Okay. Now other countries such as Sri Lanka also repressed country. There is a government interference. But when you're going for another, so many countries like uh, uh, Singapore, like Singapore country, basically there is a less interference, less government interference to the market. There's a free market. We called also free markets. So it's decided, everything decided by the supply and demand. Needs won't satisfy. That is a product and service. Uh, Products, person, place, organization, informal, just an kind of how we are going to satisfy these needs and wants. There's a product and called service. Products, using product and services, we are satisfying our uh, fulfillment of requirement, need requirement, and the want satisfy. So this is value and satisfaction. So if you are buying a product, if that product is exceeding your expectation, the product performance exceeding your expectation, you will be delighted. That means we say customer satisfied, or maybe you are delighted. You are satisfied more than, like let's say expectation is expectation is 8 and your product performance is 10. So this kind of situation we are saying customer is delighted. So expectation is 10, but the performance is below the expectation. So you have not satisfied with your product, basically. If you want to make a value, you have to exceed the customer expectation. So this is a role of marketing we have studied. They have I mentioned in three different areas: identifying customers and satisfy customers, retain customers. These are another way of showing the role of marketing. But we have discussed about uh, their roles in previous slides. So this is a marketing mix. I think I assume that you have all know about this marketing mix: product, promote, price, place, people, process, and physical evidences. We call it 7 P's, and we are here talking about 4 P's. That is product promotion, price and place. We are not talking about here people, process, and physical evidence. We are not talking here, but basically we are focusing on 4 P's: product, promotion, price, and place. Just read it when you are having free time. I think you have this slide as well. So I'm not explaining this product, promotion, price, and place, and marketing mix, because I assume that you know these terms.
Excuse me, sir. That slide that you
Yeah.
mentioned about 4 P's is not visible. What we can see is the value and satisfaction slide here.
Hmm?
Now it's visible.
Now
Uh,
is visible, right?
yeah, yeah.
Okay. This is you got your PPT, no? Did you receive the PPT? No.
Uh,
I sent this PPT day before yesterday, I guess.
That's for
Yesterday
the
we
moment.
got it.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Great. So when you're having free time, you just read it. So I'm not going through these things. So international marketing, as I mentioned, international marketing. We call we use this term: think globally, act locally. When you are doing international marketing, even you are doing marketing at your home country, we ask everybody to think globally, act locally. So I will tell you the reason of this term in future slides. Just keep it in your mind when you are doing marketing, which any country, especially in global marketing, you have to think globally and act locally. Because why? When you are think globally, you have to work in the global market, global arena. But if you're going to a particular country, let's say if you're marketing in your product in India, you have to think locally. You have to think about as an Indian person, how their culture, how their values, what are their regulations, political views, everything. You have to think globally, act locally. That means you have a global market, you are focusing on global, your focus is global, but when you are going to a global market, if you are selecting a one country, you have to act as a local person. Okay, let's say Samsung is a vast covering vast global marketing area. Everybody has, whenever you go, whenever whichever country you go, you can buy Samsung phone. But if you are how Samsung is marketing in Sri Lanka. Samsung is Korean company. Samsung phones are assembled by China, and they are distributing through the China, and it's coming to Sri Lanka. They act as a act as locally. How we are going to sell that product or service? How they are communicate that about that brand or maybe a phone to a local market. You have to think about local person. So, what is international marketing? As I mentioned, similar to uh, we are doing what the business you are doing away from your home country. Developing and performing marketing activities across national boundaries. That means across national boundaries means away from your home country. Apply marketing principles for more than one or more countries. Applying marketing principles for more than one or more country, like say as Sri Lankan brands, Spazilon, Melbourne, CBL, Manchi, those are local brands compete with global market in the global market. Here, the definition for this international marketing, just keep it in your mind, just memorize it. Basically, what we are saying it, basically outside the country, you promote your marketing mix. Okay, basically outside the country, you promote your marketing mix. That means you are promoting 4Ps in other countries. How we are going to how we are going to promote your marketing mix? That means 4Ps in other country. Let's say your home country is Sri Lanka. How we are going to promote your 4Ps in India, Singapore, Dubai countries, Middle East countries, USA, UK. Okay, how we are going to do it? Focus resources on global market opportunities and threats. Focus our resources on global market opportunities and threats. The main difference is the scope of activities because global marketing occurs in markets outside the organization's home country. Basically, what we are looking at threats, we are looking at opportunities, and also we think about our resources before we are looking at the global market. After that, if you are having the resources, ample resources, if you're having competencies, if you're having capabilities, if you're having competencies, we are looking at the other countries, the global market, and we are checking the opportunities and threats. Same marketing scope used outside country. There is same marketing mix, same marketing scope used outside the country. What you're doing here is you can approach in other countries in a different way according to match your particular country. Basically, what here we are doing is when you are doing international marketing, focus on opportunities and avoiding possible threats. Both you have to identify opportunities and threats. So basically, focus on opportunities and just minimize the threats or maybe avoiding threats. And also, it involves firms in establishing manufacturing facilities overseas and coordinating marketing strategies across the global. So basic idea is what Nestle is doing, what Unilever is doing, Reckitt, P&G, Procter and Gamble, doing the same thing. Involves in Involves the firms in establishing manufacturing facilities overseas. That means there are factories in Sri Lanka, there are factories in India, there are factories in so many other countries. So coordinating marketing strategies across the globe, as well as establishing manufacturing facilities. You heard about the best example is Apple. They assemble in China but made in California, USA, California. When you're having Apple 15 phone, if although if you're having Apple 15 phone, just flip on, just uh, just check the rear side. It says assembled in China and made
Uh,
in USA, California, right? If you're
Sir,
nodding,
excuse me, sir.
okay,
Your
okay.
slide deck is not moving. We are still on the marketing mix slide. We have the slide, but your slides are not. We can't see them moving, sir.
Now it's okay.
We are now in the international marketing and con slide.
Yeah, that's what I'm referring to.
Earlier, sir, we saw, and now it has moved on to international marketing definition. Now we can see international marketing. What is international marketing?
This
Earlier, so
international
it
market.
was, yeah, earlier it was on 7 P's of marketing. That the slide stayed there without moving.
Okay, I'll use this. Okay. So what I mentioned was here slide I was mentioning what international marketing is, what you are doing business in away from your home country. Here the same thing, same marketing mix I have mentioned here, same marketing mix that used to that promote outside the country. How we are going to promote your marketing mix 4Ps outside your country. And here, international marketing basically we are focusing on threats and opportunities. We are focusing on threats and grab the opportunities and reduce threats or maybe minimize threats. And here, what I want to mention here is uh, like involve the firm in establishing manufacturing facilities overseas and coordinating marketing strategies across the globe. That means the best example is Nestle Unilever. PNG and Reckitt. They're having firms, they're having plants in whichever the country. Let's say Unilever, they're having a plants in Sri Lanka, they're having a plants in India, certain countries in Thailand, they're having certain plants in manufacturing plants in certain countries and coordinating marketing strategies across the globe. That's what they are doing it. And also when you are doing, the best example is Apple originate originally from USA but assembled in China. When you see the Apple phone, even though Apple 15 phone, if you uh, go to backside the Apple phone, the rear side of the Apple phone, it's mentioned it uh, assembled in China and made in USA, California, something like that. So if it is okay, that is the best example for that. So moving on, the difference between domestic and international marketing. So how we are going, the comparison of basic comparisons of this difference between domestic and international marketing, home country and uh, away from the home country. So uh, meaning in domestic marketing activities like production promotes, that means 4Ps within the geographical boundaries of the nation, that means your home country. Those activities extend over the geographical limits of the country, that means away from your home country. Area served, small area, large area. Government interference, less rules and regulation in domestic, because we know the rules and regulations in our country. We know how to avoid these things. We know we know these things. But if you go to international market, comparatively high rules and regulations, because we have sometimes we don't have no idea about these things. So we are difficult to manage with this. Business operation in one country, operation in multiple country, maybe one country or maybe multiple countries. Usage of least technology limited, but when it's come to international marketing, sharing and use of latest technology. You have to focus on the latest technology if you are doing business in international market. Otherwise, you will be fail. Capital requirement, as I mentioned, less investment, huge investment, and also the your time and effort is huge when you are focusing on international marketing than domestic market. Nature of customers, similar nature. That means you can find similar customers like in your marketing in Sri Lanka. You can find the similar taste, similar uh, cultures, similar nature. But when you are going to international marketing, it's different tastes, preference, habits, value. Even though in Sri Lanka, you can't find similar nature. It's different. When you go to Jaffna and when you come back to Colombo, there are two different cultures, two different natures. Okay, if you go to Jaffna and if you go to Batigalo, two different things. Okay, two different things. You can't do the same marketing communication for both parties, both areas. Okay, so let's say like uh, soya milk. It's a vegetarian product. The CBL and also CBL and the Rai Gambata. There are so many competitors, so many uh, brands are there. But how they are going to do in marketing in Colombo and suburbs, and how they are going to do marketing in Hatton areas. So these no really Hatton areas, and how we are going to do marketing communication in Jaffna area. There may be slightly similar, but you can see the differences. You can't market the same way you can't market the same product in same way in Jaffna that you are marketing in Colombo. Likewise, I will tell you the best example for this in Sri Lanka, domestic market. Let's say domestic market. So when you go to a bank, okay, you have heard about pawning products. Okay, when you say pawning leaflet, okay, same leaflet with the bangles and the chains and everything. Okay, so one leaflet is directly focusing on the Sinhala and Sinhala community. Those who are, there is no pot to, no dot, no flowers back on your hair. That is direct. When you are doing the same leaflet in Tamil manner, the Tamil community, what we are doing it, we just put the same girl, same bangle, same chain, and same everything, same these things, everything we use. But we do two things. One thing is we put a dot, or we put a dot on the head, on the forehead, and we put some flowers in her hair. So two different aspects. With the flowers and dot, we are sending it to the Tamil market. The other one is we are sending it to the normal market. So the same thing is applicable for the international market also. When you come into India, Tamil Nadu is different. North Indians are different. So how many languages are there? So normally, if you are doing a film in India, Tamil films are there, Hindi films are there, Kannada are there, and also the Malayalam films are there, Telugu films are there. So many films. There are five industries, film industries, focusing on the respective groups, respective cultures, respective language groups. Okay. Research, domestic marketing, small survey to know the market, but it's also if you are doing a marketing research in Sri Lanka, it's very costly. It's around normally if you are doing a marketing proper market research in Sri Lanka, it will take more than 5 million around minimum 4 to 5 million. But if you are going to a international market, deep research on foreign markets due to lack of familiarity. You don't know the market, you have to do a in-depth research when you are doing a research in international marketing. There are so many companies are involving like Kanta, Nielsen, in Sri Lanka also. There are a lot of companies are there. They are doing that research on behalf of you, but you also have to involve with that. But it's very costly, huge time. You have to spend a huge, you have to amount of time and amount of money you spend is huge. So these are the global brands in Sri Lanka: Burger King, Pizza, Starbucks, McDonald's, KFC, Subway, Maxons. There are so many brands all in Sri Lanka. So most of you, when you see this restaurant chain, these restaurant chains, Burger King, Pizza, all are originally from USA. All the restaurant chains are from USA because their habit is junk food. They are more familiar with junk foods. That's why they are putting this Burger King, Pizza, McDonald's, KFC from those countries. So this is the definition for the international market. Okay, I'm not going to read this again. So if you want to remember this AMA, American Marketing Association, is that definition is also good. So if you want to this is also the similar definition which I was mentioned in before. So here, in contrast, the definition of marketing, only the word multinational has been added. We called MNC for multinational firms. Uh, in here, these are all multinational firms. All are multinational. Nestle, Motorola, Nokia, everything is a everything. All the brands are multinational brands, multinational companies. Simply called MNC. So MNC is different subsidiaries in other countries, and as I mentioned, a company has businesses and operations in at least one or more than one country. These are some global brands. Before I will move that, I will show you some example how uh, this international marketing, how we are going. Just give you a brief example how we are going to do this international marketing in other countries. This is an advertisement which has done by Tata India. This has been promoted during Ramadan Kareem, celebrating Tata goodness with Tata Motors. This is ad campaign. One of the ad campaign is targeting for the Ramadan Kareem, the Ramazan time. So just see how they have taken, how they have matched their culture, respect, and good beliefs with this advertisement, how they are helping people. So all the thing has taken into this advertisement for the communication. You can see this 3 minutes advertisement. You will feel they have, how they helped to the people, how they respect to their country people. Okay, just see the advertisement and you can identify this. These are some aspect of international marketing. Is it visible? Is it visible?
It's moving slowly, sir, but it's visible. It's visible, yeah.
Okay.
We can't hear it anyways.
You can't hear it.
Can't, sir.
Hear or can't hear?
Well, I can't hear, sir. Possibly, sir, you have to share the sound also, perhaps through settings.
Sounds.
Sound has to be shared separately.
I did. Now will you hear? Now can you hear?
Still couldn't hear, sir. Shall we run and see a bit?
So just a small thing, how they have market, how Tata is Indian brand. So how they have market their bus or other vehicles in the in UAE countries, Middle East countries. We have seen how they have obey their rules and respect their values, respect their people, helping, and it's a very heart touching advertisement. You will touch your, it's touch your heart. So normally those Sheikh people, they are not coming and going by buses, so they are very respective people in those countries. So how they have taken into that category, and they have uh, used they have crafted that story, built that story with the Ramadan Kareem Iftar. So it's very heart touching. So those kind of things actually we are looking at when it's coming to international or global marketing. This is a part of, there is a communication part of uh, the international marketing. So top 20 export brands and corporates in Sri Lanka. All the corporates are doing international marketing, global marketing in Sri Lanka. Brandix, Mass Holding, Virtusa, Akbar Brothers, Mesna, Dilma, all are doing business in global. All are in doing businesses in global market. Global market. So yeah, exporting their products to the other market. Here, Sparsilon is missing. Sparsilon is not coming under 20 brands now, but I think in next couple of years, maybe 2025, 2026, Sparsilon also will come to this under top 20 corporate brands. Those who are working export top 20 export corporate brands, especially because it has a unique Sparsilon has a unique marketing global, very niche market, and it's a very huge market. They're expanding their market in other countries. Those are the MNCs, multinational companies operate in Sri Lanka. One is Unilever, Dialog, Nestle, Fonterra, Toyota, GSK, Microsoft, Coca-Cola, Chevron, all the brands, Standard Chart, AIA Insurance, even IBM, all are MNCs, multinational corporations operating in Sri Lanka. You can
Excuse
see
me,
in
sir.
okay.
Sir, in the previous slide, sir, what were the difference between export brands and export corporate brands, sir?
There is no such difference. Uh, this is, I guess, this is 2021 figures, 2022 figures. This is 2022 figures. So there is no such difference. Uh, Basically, here we are looking at export brand means how we are going to export, only focusing on exports. So export corporate brands, we are looking at global marketing aspect as well, global marketing aspects as well. So you are marketing as you are marketing your brands as a uh, you are marketing your corporate entity in other countries. You got
Okay, sir.
it?
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Yeah.
So let's say Brandix, let's say Mass Holding as example. Mass Holding, are they focusing on Sri Lanka? Are they are mainly focusing on Nike brands, and they are producing and they are exporting. But in Sri Lanka, their Mass Holding is very much brand themselves in Sri Lanka, in home country. So global marketing overview. Basically, we are looking at competitive advantage. So basically, why companies focusing on other countries basically obtain the CA. That means competitive advantage. Competitive advantage is what you can do differently or better than competitors. Maybe it may be a cost factor, it may be a marketing factor, it may be a resource, it may be a technology, anything that you can compete, you can do better than other competitors. So that's we are looking for opportunities with to maximize our competitive advantage in global markets. So globalization is basically present companies with uh, exciting, looking for exciting opportunities and challenges as executives decided whether to offer their product and services anywhere. So basically, you are looking at opportunities, tantalizing opportunities, exciting opportunities, and also you are trying to find opportunities to market your product and services, as well as you are looking for challenges. That means threats, basically. Global industries basically is one which competitive advantage can be achieved by integrating and leveraging operations in the worldwide scale. That means how we are going to uh, integrate and leverage your operation in other countries. Maybe you can you can have a plant in other country. You are assembling with other country, joint ventures, subsidiaries, franchisees, those kind of things. Here, what I want to mention is we spoke about global marketing and the differences of global marketing and regular marketing, and we are basically focusing on the resources and competences of global marketing opportunities. Basically, we are looking at here the capabilities, how we are going to compete in global marketing with the opportunities and the minimizing threats, and also basically um, a fundamental difference between regular marketing and global marketing is the scope of activities, what kind of activities you are doing. So that is the same thing, same four P's you are doing in home country as well as you are doing in other countries. Same four P's, but you have to do it in a different way, different manner, different approach. You have to take it. That's which I have mentioned in earlier, and especially here the marketing development. Moving to next slide, show you that. Basically, you have seen what is global market. Most of the existing market is marketing orientation. If you are going to product market growth metrics, basically there are existing markets and new markets, existing products and new products. This is product orientation and this is marketing orientation. So basically, existing products and product development strategy basically focusing on the local market. Here it's basically focusing on the local market, existing market, marketing penetration strategy, and the product development strategy. Marketing penetration strategies, same market. You are focusing on the same market, finding new opportunities to increase your market share, increase sales. That is marketing penetration strategy. Product development strategies, basically you are focusing on new products, maybe extensions, maybe you are adding some features to products, new product development strategy. So the same market, what you are doing, basically we are looking at those two things in the local market. But new markets we are doing in the same thing in home country as well. But new markets basically focusing on market development strategy, the diversification strategy, we are mainly focusing on uh, global marketing as IM, international marketing strategy. Basically market development strategy, we are basically focusing on creating new products to a new segment. Sorry, seeking new customers to existing product. That is marketing development strategy. Seeking new customers for the existing product. We can do it in Sri Lanka as well, but mainly focusing on outside the countries, outside the country. Seek new customers for existing product. That is market development strategy, and also diversification strategy. We use creative products to new segments. These two basically focusing on as a global marketing strategy. But all the things we can do it in Sri Lanka. If you're already in the global marketing, we can use all the strategies. Let's say if you are Unilever, they are also in the global marketing. Uh, they are in the global marketing. They're doing international marketing, so they can use market penetration strategy. They can use product development strategy, market development strategy, diversification strategy. They can use all these strategies because they are already in the global market. But if you are finding a new market, if you are just new to the global market, basically you are looking for marketing development strategy as finding new customers to existing products. That means you are compete still in particular country market, and you are looking for new markets in outside the country. The diversification strategy, creating new products to new segment. You have resources, you have technology, you have skills and knowledge to find new products, but your segmentation may be not in your home country, it may in your other country. That means you are looking for a new product, new segments, or creating new segments to another country. That is basically coming under global marketing strategy. But don't confuse it. You can use it anywhere. If you're already in a business, if you're already in a global business, you can do all. You can use all the four areas. But mainly, if you are doing in focusing, only you are focusing on global marketing. Just keep it in your mind. Market development strategy and diversification strategy is the most suitable for global marketing as a global marketing strategy. So, just in case Starbucks, you have seen this. This is uh, as example to as example. I use this for Starbucks coffee. You have heard about this brand. This is a very renowned coffee brand, originally made in USA, originally from USA. So, as a market penetration strategy, they are basically using increase their market share. They are introduced loyalty cards and rewards programs to United States, and smartphone. If you're having a smartphone, you can enable customers to pay using when you are purchasing electronically. That is a market penetration strategy. Okay, then market development, as a market development strategy. As a market development strategy, they use Starbucks is entering into India via an alliance with Tata Group. Okay, phase one calls for sourcing coffee beans in Indian market, India, and marketing team as Starbucks stores through the world. So they are having a alliance with India, and Tata India. So they are having some marketing through their hotel chain, Taj Hotels in India, Starbucks outlets in Tata. It's a joint venture. It's joining alliance. They are marketing using the Tata. So the product development strategy, Starbucks created brand of instant coffee, enable its customer to enjoy coffee at the office and other locations where brewed coffee is not available. So this is also product develop as a product development strategy, and that's what I'm telling you. After successful launch in the United States, after they have introduced it in the United States, Starbucks rolled out Great Britain, Japan, even Sri Lanka. You have seen this Starbucks instant coffee thing. So if you are in the business, you can easily promote this product development thing into other countries. So as a diversification, launch several new ventures. You are looking for new opportunities, new segments, new businesses. They have including music CDs and movie production. They enter into movie production and CDs. I heard that if I'm not mistaken, they have recent well, not recently yeah, recently 2020 they have launched Hear Music. It's called Hear Music CDs, and they have in the water business as well. They are called Ethos Water Business, and also they are into the film business as well, movie marketing as well, movie business as well. So I think Ghostbusters, there are some involvement in Starbucks as well. Ghostbusters. That film also having some kind of a productions and other involvement with Starbucks as well. So that is diversification. You are doing the one business and you are looking for expanding your business in other areas. So these are the best global brands in 2023. So Apple is the best global brand in 2023. All are top brands, all are MNCs, all are global doing global marketing. So most world top 10 most valuable brands. Amazon is number one. Valuable brand means brand equity, the brand value. So Amazon is around 300 billion US dollars brand value. That means equal to goodwill. And Apple 297 billion. TikTok is 65 billion. Samsung 100 billion. Yeah. Global marketing was what it is and what it isn't. So basically, we are looking at differences. So when you are doing global marketing, there are a lot of difference, very different. Uh, Especially a lot of differences. Also, there are similarities, but there are more diverse areas. So if you are doing business in global marketing, if you are business in other countries, if you're doing marketing in other countries, you can see similarities as well as you can see diverse differences. Most of the things you are seeing a lot of differences than the similarities. There are similarities. As a region, as an example, as a region, let's say Middle East region and South Asian region, let's say Sri Lanka, India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, those four countries are similar. There are some similarities in those countries. And Middle East countries, there are some similarities. Even UAE, Kuwait, Oman, those countries are different. Region wise, they have similarities. In Sri Lanka, India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, region wise, there are some similarities. That is why in India and Sri Lanka, you have seen that the Dettol advertisement, Lifebuoy advertisement, that same advertisement, they are running in Sri Lanka. Dub, dubbing. Only they are doing voicing. They change the voice into Hindi to in Sinhala. They are dubbed in Sinhala and run the same advertisement in Sri Lanka. Same values, the similar values are there, similar qualities are there, similar ethnicity, the same faces. That's why they can run the same advertisement in Sri Lanka. Even they are running the same advertisement in India as well as Bangladesh. But but sometimes you can run in the same advertisement in Pakistan because there are different cases because there are some political issues and both in different with both countries. But it can run. In here, I just want to mention you like standardization was adaptation. Standardization is the extent to which each marketing mix element is standardized, executed in the same way. So, as I mentioned, like Lifebuoy and the other ad in Sri Lanka, Lifebuoy, Dettol, and other ad, and dubbed in Sri Lanka, dubbed in Sinhala, and run in all the media channels. So, same standardization, same thing, similar thing. Execution is same, executed in same way. Okay, adapted means you can't execute it in same way. Communication or maybe communication, maybe place, maybe price. You can't execute it in same way. So executed in different ways in various country market according to countries market values, culture, and other regulations. You have to adapt your marketing mix. Here you can use the same certain countries, let's say certain countries, the regions you can use standardization. Some countries you can use standardization. Let's say in Middle East countries, you can't run, sometimes you can't run the same advertisement in Saudi Arabia because it's different. The regulations are very rigid, tight regulation, tight rules are there compared to other Middle East countries. So you have with some adaptation. You can't do the same marketing mix. Uh, you can't execute same marketing mix. You have to adapt it. Let's say as example, you have seen this advertisement. Okay, KFC advertisement. You have seen this. Did they come? How they introduce KFC in Sri Lanka? When you remember, if you remember how they introduced KFC in Sri Lanka, they introduced as chicken biryani. They didn't come with chicken burger, chicken submarine, uh, what do you call that? Crispy chicken, something like that. They came with chicken biryani because biryani name is familiar in Sri Lankan culture. Biryani we know. That's why they focus on biryani. After some time back, they introduced their burgers. They've had burgers. They focus on burgers, but they use the advertisement communication method that biryani. You have seen that advertisement. If I have time, I will show you that advertisement. It's very Sri Lankan. Very surprising chicken biryani. It is at KFC. So that's how they have adapted to Sri Lankan culture. The same marketing mix communication thing adapted, advertising adapted, price adapted, product adapted according to culture, Sri Lankan culture. So Nike also did the same example. Sometimes Nike tagline is just do it. But for the women's, here I am. They have used that European clothing advertising targeting women's. Use here I am. This is the advertisement. Here I am. Nike, they have promoted here I am focusing on women's. Recently, they have started it couple of years back. They have a main tagline called "Just Do It." Other than that, they have used "Here I am" for ladies. Yes. So, global marketing strategies I have mentioned here also. Concentrating of market activities related to the marketing mix, focusing on one or few countries. That means maybe you can use it as I mentioned, regions. Maybe as I mentioned, the toll advertisement, you can use it. Same way you can execute in Sri Lanka, India, and Bangladesh as well. Coordinating of marketing activities. That means ads, pricing. Uh, so you are differentiate your marketing mix, ads, pricing, that especially in Liva and Nestle doing it. uh, Integration competitive moves, that means also coming as regional, Middle East, Asia, integrated and concentrate and coordinating marketing mix in certain regions, focusing on certain regions. This is marketing mix. This marketing mix we are talking about this marketing mix: price, place, promote, product. So what we are going to do is we are adapting, or we are standardize the same marketing mix, or we are adapting the marketing mix according to the country. Okay, standardization versus adaptation is use the same marketing mix as you use for, let's say, the same marketing mix you are using in India, same marketing mix you can use it to Sri Lanka. The same marketing mix, that is a standardization. Adaptation is you are using a certain particular marketing mix in India, but you can't use same marketing mix into a different country. Let's say Middle East countries, you can use same marketing mix in UAE countries, Middle East countries. You have adapt. Price, place, promote, product. You have adapt according to the culture, regulations, everything.
Uh, Sir, referring to the previous slide, sir, could you comment a bit on the second and third form? There it seems bit.
Coordination of marketing activities refer to the extent to which marketing activity related to marketing mix are planned and executed independently around the globe. That means independent countries like say Unilever Sri Lanka, Unilever India, Unilever Bangladesh. They have certain. They have a uh, office in each country, planned and executed independently around the globe. So they have differentiate adaptation. You know what I mean, right?
Yeah, the slide says
Unilever
interdependently. The second part also says interdependently. Third also says interdependently. That must be the confusion, sir.
interdependent around the globe. Yeah, sorry, it's a mistake. It's not should be interdependent. Executed. Yeah, some mistake on my bad. Sorry about it.
Okay, sir.
So third one is interdependent. Yes.
I see, sir.
So here the single country marketing strategy, how comparison single country marketing strategies and global marketing strategies. So single marketing country strategies, single country marketing strategy, global marketing strategy, how it differs. So price, product, place, promotion. I will not stay much time here. So let's say adaptation or standardization, you can do it. Place adaptation or standardization, you can considering of marketing activities, coordination of marketing, so integrated of marketing, competitive moves, all are coming under marketing, global marketing strategy. This is home country. This is home. This is out of the home, outside the home. So mainly decision to enter one or more particular market outside the home country, it depends on company resource, managerial mindset, and the nature of opportunities and threats. Based on that, you can decide whether we are going to enter the new global market or not. So you have seen the BRIC countries, just the emerging countries in the market. We call these the BRIC countries: Brazil, Russia, India, and China. So emerging markets known as BRIC countries represent significant growth opportunities. Uh, Big market opportunities is a very potential area and the low cost. In India and China, there are low cost products are there, so that's why they are emerging. They can they can immediately they can substitute any other product, uh, any product. So mint is means all great potential. Also mint is Mexico, Indonesia, Nigeria, and Turkey. So-called mints. It's called a great potential in these countries because let's say Mexico. Why people are moving to Mexico? Because rules and regulation, government rules and regulations are very low, very low. So you can do whatever you want to do when you are having a business in Mexico. When it's come to Nigeria, why all the clothes, even in Sri Lanka, mass holding, Hela clothing, and brandics are moving to Nigeria because low cost and the infrastructures are there, government rules and regulations are there. They are mainly uh, uh, lose their regulation in terms of towards export and imports. So why because of why mass holding and others are moving to there because of the cost and labor cost is high in Sri Lanka. The cost and also raw material cost also high because of the taxation and all. So that's why those countries are moving to those plants are moving to other countries because they have great potential and opportunities in terms of cost rules and regulations and infrastructures and other benefits. So this is McDonald global marketing strategies based on the combination of global and local marketing mix elements. This is how they have focused on global market. Product, Big Mac, uh, Mac Alo Tikka potato burger in India. So you have seen Maharaja Mac recently. That is for India as well. So that is also called Big Mac. Big Mac Maharaja. That is a new burger they have introduced in India. India. Brand name is Slang. We call as Slang, Big Mac Slang, and use it as example in different countries. Use different names, brand name, slang, nickname. Example: MacD's, Mickey D's, USA, Canada; Mackie D, UK, Ireland; Macca, Australia; McDo, France. In Sri Lanka, it called Mac. Advertising slogan: I'm loving it. In different names, in different slogans. In television campaigns in France, they use "Come as you are." So different terms and use advertising slogan. Standardizing is I'm loving it, but when it's going to localized, it's coming as "Come as you are" as France, and also I'm not remember. Uh, KFC and chicken better koti again. Now it's the KFC slogan is different. Main slogan is different. Standardization is different. Place freestanding restaurant in high traffic public areas. Standardization even in Sri Lanka the same. And also they have introduced new drive-through has introduced those kind of localization. These things are introduced, and also they have introduced to operate in rail systems, national rail systems in Switzerland. They have operate some places, and price average Big Mac price is around 4 rupees, $4 in United States, but in Sri Lanka it's around Big Mac is around 7,900, sorry, 1,700 or maybe 800 rupees in Sri Lankan rupees. In Norway, it's the same thing is dollar, $6. So the price difference are there. So that is how standardization. This is localized means adaptation. So standardizing means the corporate and the same home country as use as company using the same thing as home country. Localized means adaptation. Adaptation is how you are localize your campaign, your product price, promote price according to other particular culture, particular countries. So importance of global marketing. So I have mentioned few facts in here. United States single market in world in terms of national income is the largest single market in the world in terms of national income is the United States. US represent approx 25 one fourth of income from the world market, total product and services from the world market. Uh, US focus on the achieve maximum growth potential, must go global. They are focus on must go global because 75% of the world market potential is outside their home country. US seen then there is a 75% of global market potential in outside their home country. Then Coca-Cola about 75% of the company's operation operating income and two-thirds of its operating revenue are generated outside the North America. That means USA. Outside the USA, there are 75% revenue generating outside USA. 94% of world market potential for German companies it's outside the Germany. Germany has only 6%. Japan is 90% of the world potential for Japanese companies. So they have 90% uh, market potential in outside the Japan. So that's why Toyota and a lot of Honda cars are a lot of cars uh, having so many countries, exporting so many countries. So that is, uh, I'll tell you one example why global market, why country rules and regulations are affecting the global market. Let's say Japan and Sri Lanka. Nowadays, those days, before 3 4 years ago, Japan has exported their cars, lorries, whatever the vehicles to Sri Lanka. But when after the import bans in Sri Lanka, import bans in Sri Lanka 2022, they have lost that revenue. They lost that revenue, export revenue, exporting their cars to Sri Lanka. Okay, that is one thing they have, uh, and their market is also loose. Still, their market is there, but because of not because of the Sri Lankan import bans, they can't open that market into Sri Lanka. That is a closed. So their revenue is they with the certain somewhat of revenue they have, they lose the somewhat of revenue exporting cars to Sri Lanka. So that's how it's happened. That how legal and political environment affect to those markets, those global markets. So here the importance of global marketing, growth and expansion opportunities, economies of scale. Reduce cost if you product more units. It affect it help you to reduce your cost. Economies of scale. If you have this kind of this, what I mean now. Like this is a curve like this. If you I can the comment like this, I will choose this. If you uh, if you produce few units, the cost of your production is high. Unit per unit cost is high. If you less units, if you produce less units, your production cost is high. The unit cost is high. If you produce many units, here the price and here the units. If you produce lot, the your production cost is low. It's been reduced, and your unit cost per unit cost has been reduced. That's called economies of scale. Higher profit margin because of the economies of scale as well. Global brand recognition, the brand equity, brand value is going up, and you have a recognition of brand. You can sell anywhere. You can enter any market. Uh, 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 So this is how big is in the market, consumer products. So this is don't worry, this market has been emerged and then expanded. So this is 2015 figures. So now I can find 2022 figures. This is the figures that I got found in internet. So cigarette market is 2025, 2020, 2015 is 295 billion. So Philip Morris International, USA, British American Tobacco, Japan Tobacco. Philip Morris International is doing the uh, Marlboro cigarette, right? Yeah. British Tobacco, Gold Leaf, and everything. Luxury goods and personal computers. HP and Dell are leading key players in the brands. Acer and Lenovo. So they are HP is in USA, Dell USA, Acer Taiwan, and Lenovo is China. And cell phones in 2015, Nokia still there, Motorola, Apple, Samsung. I don't know it has how it has come, but Samsung was leading in that time, 2015. And yeah, home appliances, Whirlpool. Now home appliances, I think Samsung has been over. Uh, Samsung is the number one, I guess. Apple, Samsung is there. So this is the market size of the market, and these are the key players of this market. This is the world market.
Excuse me, sir. We can't see the slides, sir.
Now you can't see.
No, sir. It's fully
Now,
it's fully black, sir. I mean,
wow. Can you see
I
this?
no, sir. I think it's not getting shared now.
Mhm.
The screen is not visible to us.
How about now?
Now it's visible, sir. Now it started
Yeah.
showing
This
up.
is thanks. Thank you so much. This is how we. This is the market, cigarette market, and cosmetics. I don't know about the cosmetic markets. What I know is cigarette market. I don't. I'm not smoker, but home appliance and bottled water, Nestle, and cell phones. Yes, yeah. So this is the global market, the world market size, according to the figures of compiled by the authors. Is a Statistica figures in 2015, but I couldn't find 2022 figures. But I think this has been changed a lot when it comes to 2020. It's I think cell phone market is Samsung is number one, Apple is number two now, and also cigarette market I think it's the same. And personal computer market, I think Dell has overcome Helvet and HP. I think Dell is the number one now in the market. So EPRG strategy in marketing. EPRG means what we have spoken earlier. Uh, Basically, EPRG means domestic marketing extension, ethnocentric, and multi-domestic marketing, polycentric, and global marketing called regiocentric and geocentric. There are two different things. E is ethnocentric, P is polycentric, R is regiocentric, and the geocentric is G. So, based on the IM, there are four approaches companies can take towards IM. So, these are the four approaches, EPRG strategies. That is a four approaches that they can focus to take your product and services to a international market. So, domestic marketing extension, that means ethnocentric. Ethnocentric means similar market conditions. uh, Ethnocentric basically home country orientation, where where company sees the home country is the superior than rest of the world. Ethnocentric means home country orientation. Company is thinking home country is superior than the rest of the world. uh, Multi-domestic countries marketing is host country. Domestic marketing extension is home country orientation. Multi-domestic countries host country orientation. That means host country means you have uh, let's say company give equal importance to every country's domestic market. Company give equal importance to every country's domestic market. That is polycentric, the host country orientation. So when it's come to global marketing, this regio centric means basically you are focusing on regional orientation, and the geocentric means world orientation. So ethnocentric or domestic marketing extension concept. So basically, we'll take. So this is the EPRG framework: ethnocentric home country orientation, polycentrism whole host country, regiocentrism is regional orientation, and geocentrism is a world orientation. So ethnocentric home country orientation is basically do not adapt. They are not adapting products to needs and wants according to other countries. They are not adapting their product and services according to the needs and wants of other countries. Native countries more capable to drive in international market. So native countries more capable to drive international market. They are thinking like that. Home country orientation. Uh, so basically, they are what their strategy is extension of domestic strategy. They are focusing on the domestic strategy. Basic objective is increase the profit margins, increase profits. When it's come to polycentric, host country orientation, uh, the basic strategies, localization and adaptation. So strategy is basically localization and adaptation. That's why company give equal importance to every country's domestic market. So basically, objective is public acceptance. They want profits as well, but the basic objectives is polycentric. Some marketing aspect. The basic objective is public acceptance. That means you have increased your brand value, increase your goodwill, the brand presence. You have to increase. Using that, they will earn profits. Basically, polycentrism is basically customized for each foreign markets. They are customizing products. This is standardization. This is customization. That means adaptation. Regiocentric is basically they are looking for as a strategy. They are looking for trade-offs between trade-off between they are using standardization and localization. That means adaptation. They are using both strategies. Okay, regiocentric, like Middle East countries, let's say as I mentioned, Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, similar countries. So regios, they are focusing on the region. Uh, uh, in other words, company finds economic or maybe cultural, political similarities among the region in order to satisfy similar needs of potential consumers. These are uh, regiocentric. That means you are focusing on region. That region has similar economic, cultural, and political aspects. They are very similar, as I mentioned, Middle East countries, Sri Lanka, India, Bangladesh countries. So they have similar needs of potential customers. That's they are want to satisfy those people, and the main objective is profitability and public acceptance both. They are looking past both objectives. Geocentric is uh, somewhat you are not superiority with nationalities. That means you are global standardization. You are looking for a global standardization. You are not looking for a uh, it's global and standardization. Like I said, Nike is global standardization. In Samsung is looking for a global standardization. Apple using global standardization because uh, let's say Apple 15 everywhere Apple 15 is Apple 15, Apple 14, Apple 15 is everywhere Apple 15. Okay, that is they are looking for standard globalization, global standardization. In Sri Lanka, there is another different Apple 15. In USA, there are another Apple 15. In India, there is no differences. Same product. That is global standardization. Who does not superiority with nationalities. So basically, irrespective of nationalities, the company tries to seek the best solution within the legal and political limits. So that is the uh, world orientation, the local world market. They are focusing on local world market. They see world market as a local market, standardization. So this is the differentiation of this ethnocentrism, polycentrism, and regiocentrism and geocentrism. So which I mentioned are here. So just go through it. I will not going through these things. And these are the top companies that they are doing. They are competing in global marketing. Google, they are having their IT, Unilever, FMCG, Amazon e-commerce, multinational e-commerce, Goldsman Sachs, GS. I think it's a financial service. McKinsey and it's a consultancy, and DCG also consultancy service. So there are different aspects. Uh, Unilever is based most on the they are using regiocentric approach, and Amazon also they are using regiocentric approach. Google is basically geocentric approach. Likewise, McKinsey and BCG also they are because of consultancy companies they are also looking at maybe ethnocentric, polycentric, or maybe regiocentric because according to the most of the time they are looking for a polycentric, I guess, because they used to see the because of the consultancy firm they used to see equal importance of every country's domestic market. So I will give you a 10 minutes break so we can start around 3 o'clock again. So if you have any questions, you can ask me meanwhile, and you can take 10 minutes break, and we'll start after 10 minutes break. I just want your support to this because I have only 5 or 6 lessons. I have to cover this huge, vast area in this international marketing. Sometimes I may drag, I may skipping, I might skip some certain slide because maybe you can just read it and go through it when you are having free times. I know you also having, you don't have free time. You might work and you also having some responsibilities with free time. It's very interesting looking at when you are moving forward about people perceptions and their works, attitudes, those kind of things. So I will show you a few advertisements as well how they are doing it. So just take a break and come back around 3 o'clock. 10 minutes.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, are you guys here? Or still you are having cup of tea, or maybe you are having some maybe lunch or something like that? Anyway, may just want to tell you මේ global marketing කියන්නේ එක වෙලාවකට මේ trip එකක් යනවා වගේ වැඩක්. You have to know where are you going. සමහර තැන් තියෙනවා ලේසියෙන් යන්න පුළුවන් තැන්, සමහර තැන් තියෙනවා අමාරුවෙන් යන්න පුළුවන් තැන්. Let's say home country ලංකාවේ නම් නූරලයට යන්න ගියාම it is easy to go. You know the country, you know the situation ඔක්කොම දන්නවා. කල්චර් එක කොහමද, කොහෙද යන්නේ, මොනවද කරන්නේ, කොහමද යන්නේ, you know. But අපි හිතමු සිංගප්පූර් යන්න කියලා ලේසි මාකට් එකට එන්ටර් වෙන්න. මොකද certain things similar. ලංකාව වගේ පොඩි similarity එකක් තියෙනවා මාකට් එක සහ country එකේ පැත්තේ. But languages are different. වීසා ගන්න ගියාම ටක් ගාලා වීසා ගන්නත් පුළුවන්. overseas යනකොට. But compared to like let's say UK country, UK, USA, it's very difficult to go. US regulations, you know. There are a lot of rigid regulations when you are immigration regulations, you know. So it's very difficult to take visa. You have to show many things. Even if you want to go maybe a week or 2 weeks time, you have to show it a lot of things. I mean, if you are going personally, if you are going by a company, it's a different situation. But if you are going personally, there are a lot of things you have to show it. And if you are going to like migrate, like you know, skill migrate, or you are going to migrate some country, how many things you have to show it? You have to show it IELTS, that you have to show it your capabilities, skills, knowledge, everything to show that market if whether you are compete or not. So make it කරන්න තියෙන හොඳම දේ තමයි you have to analyze. Execute කරන එකට ඉස්සෙල්ලා you have to understand the market. First thing is you have to do the research about the market. If you are not doing research well in these markets, you are unable to survive. You always understand the market. These what we are doing, these things, we are trying to understand the market. This is not an execution. This is understanding the market. If you go to a market, you have to understand. Understand is the key when you are entering to the or focusing on the global markets. You have to understand their culture, behaviors, values, ethics, political, economical, everything. You have to have a data, you have to have a good understanding, everything. Otherwise, you can't survive. Because of understanding, you know what kind of a marketing mix is suitable or not. Let's say product, what kind of a product that they can use, we can use. Even though in Sri Lanka, you can see now you can't sell a food product to a Muslim people without having a halal logo. Can you? You can't do it. Even in Sri Lanka, they are looking for halal logo. Otherwise, it's haram. Let's say in other side market, let's say if you are sending your goods and services to the goods to UAE country, Middle East country, or maybe any other Pakistan Muslim country, first thing you should know to put the halal logo. Otherwise, it's haram, taboo. They can't use it. So those small things you have to use it. Think about it. Okay, in Sri Lanka now there are several cultures. When in India, you can't use advertisement or you can't do any negative impact. You can use any negative uh, thoughts towards cow, because that is they are thinking that cow is holy spirit, holy thing, holy element in India, Hinduism. So can you harm that thing and do the marketing? You can't do it. So you can't do it. So you have to believe it. You have to accept that spiritual thing. You have to uh, what do you call that? You have to uh, think about that aspect. Okay. So moving on, this is domestic production and overseas production. So domestic production and overseas production, basically it depends on your production. So some can uh, some companies, let's say in Manchi OCBL, sorry CBL, they have a domestic production. They are sending, they are exporting that products or service products to other countries. They don't have overseas production. They have domestic production. They have factories in Sri Lanka. They have factories in only Sri Lanka. They don't have other factories in other countries. That is domestic production, indirect export, cooperative export, direct export using your own logistic. Maybe overseas sales office they have. Even in Dilma, they have overseas sales office. Export, yes. Even in Hemas, they have overseas sales office. But overseas production is something is different. You are having a production plant in certain countries. Maybe a franchise, maybe a joint venture, maybe wholly owned subsidiary, single ownership, or maybe licensing for fixed fee. Likewise, Unilever, they are having some certain factories in Sri Lanka. Okay, and also Hemas, they are having similar factories in Sri Lanka. Some factories they are producing here. Nestle also like the same. So those are the overseas production companies originally from the USA or UK, but they are producing here certain products. So that is overseas production. So basically, these are the controllable and uncontrollable factors in international marketing. So we see this marketing mix we can controllable because it belongs to the company. You can change it anytime. You can control this product price, promotion, place, and distribution target. This you can uh, adjust, you can control, this is in your hand. But when it's come to these factors, competition, you can't control, technology you can't control, culture of a particular society or maybe country you can't control, economy and political legal you can't control. You have adverse effect because of this, especially in political and especially in political aspects. You have seen when where, how it's, I will tell you example, domestic environment, how political and legal this thing has affect to the recently. You have seen that Panama Canal, they have closed certain time period because of the war between the Israel and Gaza stretch. So what has happened? The shipping cost has been raised. Like if it is coming through, it's around maybe 10,000 or 15,000 US dollars, but shipping charges. But if it is coming other way, not coming in the Panama, not coming through the Panama Canal, it's coming from other end. It's around 30 to 35,000 US dollars per shipment. Then what happened? The cost of production has goes up. It has gone up. The unit price gone up. That is of the political and legal uh, effect. You can't change it. You can't change it. So this is environmental adaptation needed. So these are the environment factors. Differences are in uncontrollable environment in international marketing. Firms must adapt to uncontrollable environment of international marketing by adjusting the marketing mix. You can't adjust uncontrollable factors, but you can adjust your product mix, your marketing mix according to the uncontrollable environment. According to uncontrollable environment, you have to adjust your marketing mix. So whether you are adoption, it depends on whether you are adoption or standardization, depends on your uncontrollable environment. So there, as I mentioned, there are a few factors: political, culture, economic, technology, ecological, demographic, international environment. There are a lot of things. Legal. According to that, you can adjust your marketing mix. You can select whether you are going with adaptation or whether you are going with standardization. Developing global awareness. So basically, you have to tolerate the cultural differences when you are doing marketing in global countries. The first and foremost thing is the cultural differences. You can't go against cultural differences. You can't change it. It's a very rigid thing. Like you sometimes you can change political things, giving some briberies or ransom or maybe something, but you can't change the cultural differences like that. It's very rigid. It's kind it's spiritual, coming from your society. You can't change it at once. You have to tolerate about that, and also you have to get knowledge of culture, history, world market potential, global economy, social trends, political trends, everything. Factors affecting to global integration and global marketing. So there are two things affecting global marketing. There are we called positive things are driving forces, and restraining forces are there to reduce the giving negative impact on global marketing. Some reluctant to global marketing efforts. That is restraint factors forces. So these are the driving forces. Converging market needs and wants and the information revolution. So basically we are doing the connecting marketing connect meet market needs, connect to market needs with the with uh, customer needs and wants. We are meeting customer requirement, and the world is changing. Many needs and wants are rising by day, and the technology with the technology enhancement, it will easy to target them, and it will easy to focus on them, and it will easy to produce market or maybe communication part. It will easy. Let's say it's e-commerce. You can through the e-commerce, as an example, e-commerce sites, you can order wherever. Even in Sri Lanka, you can order whatever in uh, whatever product uh, in UK. So you can order UK product through online, maybe Amazon.com. You can order it. They will deliver it, and also courier services are there. They will courier it. So because of the technology enhancement and the revolution, it is easy to do it. Transportation, communicational improvement, infrastructures uh, uh, developed, and also speed. You can send anything to anywhere within 48 hours. Okay, you can use any kind of a courier service, or you have, let's say, you have airline transportation airline cargos. You can send whatever you need within 24 hours, less than 48 hours to any other country, any other location, because of the transportation and communication improvements. Product development cost has been reduced because of the technology. Maybe let's say like regulation, like if you go, why Apple assembling Apple phone in China? Basic thing is the cost and the technology. So if it is assembled in USA, you can't buy this Apple phone 15 by 5, let's say 500,000 rupees. It will cost maybe 1 million. But even though if you are assembling in China, that's why you are getting it 500,000 rupees. Why? The cost has been reduced, and the technology and the infrastructures are available in China. Quality, design, manufacturing qualities. Basically, it's also because of the technology and country. Like say in Sri Lanka, and let's say something is producing in Sri Lanka for the moment, but if you give it to produce in China or Japan, the qualities has been increased by they're using new technology, new raw material, new machines. Because of that, world economic trends, that means emerging countries, big countries, mean countries, free economies are there. So WTO, World Trade Organization, is giving some uh, uh, concessions to certain countries. There are some G7 organization, triad. I will tell you what are G7 and triad countries. You heard about G7 organization as well. Use G7 countries, not organization. G7 countries. They are the one who leading their world market, global market, including USA, Japan, and German countries, UK. And experience transfers, you can transfer like global company can leverage its experience in any market. It may be a management practice, maybe a strategy, maybe product advertising appeal, promotion ideas that have been tested in other country or region and applied to other market, comparable markets. That is experience transfers. A scale of economics of scale, which I mentioned earlier, reducing cost advantage. So global strategy, you can use information systems, uh, like you can using information you can take competitive advantage. So you can win the global scale if you're having global strategies. So you can identify opportunities, trends, and resources and threats using your informations and all. So then you can focus on your opportunities and trends. Resource utilization. So you can find people, money, raw material. You will enable to compete effectively. Let's say, as I mentioned earlier, why these mass holding and hella clothing are shifting to Nigeria, Kenya, those countries. Why? Because of the low cost, because of the resource available. Its resources are uh, cost effective than Sri Lanka. And the free market is the other thing. So a system which price of goods and services determined by supply and demand. Uh, Singapore is the number one free market country. Restraining forces, those are management myopia. That means afraid of global market. They are fear. Management is lacking knowledge in global market. Maybe they are afraid to fight in global markets, afraid to go in global markets. They're having a fear to jump to a global market. So organizational culture, it's also important. So if your organizational culture is not supporting to win global market, you can't fight with global markets. You have to organization culture towards uh, to win global market. Let's say if you are let's say if you go to a like let's say if you Think about if you work in Unilever, Mass Holding, or any multinational company, the cultural difference between those things and other companies, it's different. Let's say in a bank, HSBC and Standard Chartered banks, cultures are different than commercial bank, Union Bank, or maybe DFCC bank cultures. So many differences. Cultures are different because those are global banks, these are local banks. There are so many differences. The culture should always support to the global marketing aspect, global marketing approaches and executions, and also team has to be competence to win global market. You have to have a good team to win a global market, and national controls, rules and regulations. Some countries having food safety, tobacco restrictions. Even Sri Lanka, you can't advertise tobacco and liquor. In Saudi Arabia, it's taboo, tobacco and liquor. And film industry, I think recently Saudi Arabia opened a cinema. They have closed down their cinemas around 40 years. And opposition to globalization. So the best example is in Sri Lanka. We know there are few bunches are like this. They are against globalization. They are against global markets. That globalization concept. Those who are against globalization concept anyway, restricting forces uh, towards global marketing. You know, like those days we are having දේශහිතයිසි ජනතා ව්‍යාපාර වගේ තියෙන මේවා ඔක්කොම කැමති නැන්නේ globalization වලට. දැන් ඉස්සර මට මතකයි like JVP එහෙමයි. But now they have been transformed to certain extent. But JVP is also like that. But the country situation, like say in UNP, UNP is better. People are saying, people are thinking, international people are thinking, international investors are thinking UNP is somewhat uh, uh, okay with doing the international business. Like let's say they are having some kind of friendly, they are working with friendly manner with investors. But when it's come to uh, Porto, I don't know People's Freedom Part, I don't know the name, but it says they want briberies. What a bribery can then the only thing would take the bribery. Recently, I have seen that in 2016 or 15, if I'm not wrong, the bank which I was work, they have taken 17 billion, 117 million uh, US dollars. That is investment in Sri Lankan rupees around 15 to 16 billion. The top person from the country, they ask 10% commission. I'm not saying the bank, what is the bank? That is how it happens. So they are, that is kind of natural controls and the people. So other one is opposition to globalization. Those people, some people are not okay with globalization. Problems in international marketing, the same which we have discussed. So I will skip this. And mode of engagement in foreign markets, we are talking about these joint ventures, direct investment, and exporting things. We have been discussed these things as well. And these things, environmental influences on international market. These are the environmental influences in international market, socio-cultural, social cultural. Language is influence, language, religion, aesthetics, value and attributes, social organizations, material, culture, those are influence, and legal, political environment, and technology and economies are basically uh, having a huge impact on international marketing. They are having a huge influence in international marketing. So you have to focus these five areas, especially in culture area, Culture is having huge influence in global marketing. So others are also same, but first and foremost is culture, social and culture. Uh, so based apart from that, others are also important when you are looking at global marketing aspect. So I will go through these as well. Global marketing economy. These are the economic systems of certain countries. So I think this is not marketing. Actually, these economic terms. But I will show. I will tell you why how these things are important to the global marketing, because you should know these things. Otherwise, you can't approach your product and services to the global market. Market capitalism. What is market capitalism? Private and business owned private and business owned controls the production factors. That means price and supply and demand will change. This supply and demand uh, determine the price. That is private and business owned control the production factors. Government involvement is very low. Government is Government is promoting competition among firms and ensure consumer protection. So basically, government is involved in the consumer protection, not involved in the business. Regulations are very minimum. When it's come to market socialism, so ownership is state and the resource allocation is market. Uh, Basically, compromise between government and socialist and free enterprises. So government is also involving in the business and all, mainly in the government, resource ownership by the government. Especially we have seen in Cuba, India, and China. Also, China was there, but China has now moving into centrally planned capitalism. Now it's not a socialist country, even Russia as well. So they are moving, transforming to central planned capitalism. Yeah, and central planned capitalism is it's private and resource allocation is command. That means price centrally managed by the bureaucracy. So where the price controlled by the government. So price is going to be controlled by the still government, but the ownership is in the private, resource ownership in the private, but resource allocation and everything controlled by the price is controlled by the government. So centrally planned socialism, we can see North Korea, where what is his name? The ruler, I didn't remember the name, where government body makes economic decision regarding the production and distribution of goods. Government has the whole uh, decision maker. Government has a fully control among the market and the prices and distribution. Nobody can interfere. Like Cuba was there, but Cuba is now it's transforming sometime certain extent. But Cuba is also, but North Korea is like this because they have a lot of restrictions from other countries. They are producing their own goods and service inside the country. So Kim Long Un, right, the ruler's name. So the whole control is in the government. He is the one who all the controlling the uh, distribution, production, and goods. So this is the market capitalism. This thing and economic freedom. As I mentioned, price determine the demand and supply is free economy, free market, and also repressed means government involvement. If there is any government involvement, interference is there, it's called repressed. So compared to free economy, government interfere to protect consumers, but repressed, it's different thing. They are own resources and they rule the production and the prices as well, and protect the consumer as well. So variable considered including such things as trade policies, taxation policies, banking policy, monetary policy, fiscal, property rights, wage and price controls. You can see a lot of things, all the things in Sri Lanka. So into free economies, free markets, Hong Kong, Singapore, Ireland, United States, United Kingdom, those are free market. Repressed, Bosnia, Vietnam, Iran, Libya, those are repressed market. North Korea, those are repressed market. Government involvement is high. So in 2022, this is 2022 figures, economic freedom scoring key. So 80 to 100 scores, they are the one who free economies, 70 to 70 to 80 mostly free, 60 to 69 moderate free. Uh, Likewise, 0 to 49 below 50 is repressed. Likewise, Singapore number one, Switzerland number two, Ireland, Taiwan is number four. Those are free economies. Others are mostly free. New Zealand, Estonia, Denmark, Sweden, Canada, Uruguay. Those are countries are mostly free. So market development stages. So market development stage, World Bank has defined four categories of development based on your GDP, gross national products of each country. Uh, we can show that high income countries, upper middle income countries, they have divided into four categories: high income countries, upper middle income countries, lower middle income countries, and low income countries. In Sri Lanka also we are categorized social economic classes: SEA, social economic classes, ABCD. A is number one, B is number two, three is number four, C is number three, D is number four, D is the lower level, and A is the top level. Great. Middle one is B is somewhat upper middle class, upper middle and upper middle class. Somewhat C is most are in middle class. So likewise, in based on the GNP, World Bank also defined four categories like high income countries, upper middle income countries, lower middle income countries, and low income countries. Why you need to focus on these areas? Let's say high income countries, you have to find you have to do a different communication, different products, different places. Even if you're going to even if you want to open a place or maybe a shop there, you have to use different technological things, beautiful uh, atmosphere, like the posh and very luxury things you have to put in high income countries. But when it's come to lower middle and low income countries, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. So likewise, you have to think about it as well. So high income countries, they have money. People have money. So that is why, let's say like Sparsilon in Sri Lanka, they are focusing on high income countries and upper middle income countries. They are not focusing on middle income countries and low income countries. Why? Because their product is focused to high income countries. Even in Sri Lanka, can low middle class people can a middle class person can go to Sparsilon. It's very difficult, right? But upper middle and top higher income level, top top level they can go. Upper class they can go. Easily they can go and have a spa and they can buy something and they can go for a therapy. Likewise. So it's around 10,000 rupees per 30 minutes or 60 minutes. It was around 4,000 or 6,000 rupees. Now it has been increased because of the taxation and all. It's around 10,000 per 30 minutes or 60 minutes. So that's why they are focusing on. That's why Swaziland is focusing on those countries. They're not focusing on low income countries. That is what we should understand. understanding is very important. Okay, I'm not explaining this because there are some criteria. GNP per capita between uh, dollars 776 and 3% about between like that. It's lower middle income countries, high income countries above $9,656 GNP per capita. It's high income countries. Likewise, they have changed. They have categorized to four categories. So there are some certain things you can read it. I'm not going to take this. I'm not going to uh, do this. So development high countries and upper middle countries. So these 2019 figures, 2009 figures, all figures. So influenced by the world economy. So G7 countries and influenced by the G7 has a huge influence to the global marketing, global world economy, Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development, and the Triad. So these are the emerging markets, China, India. These are the emerging markets. They are rapidly growing, developing these markets. And Group 7 G7 countries, including uh, United States, Japan, Germany, France, Britain, Canada, and Italy. Why G7 countries? Because let's say India, most of the India and China, let's say those are emerging countries, emerging markets. Most of their exports are sent into these countries, these G7 countries, United States, Japan, Germany, France, Britain, Canada, and Italy. The most of the markets share in these countries. What if this one country against to that China and India exports their products will lose the market. That is why they are having influence to the market. And also Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. So there are 30 nations, including India and China as well. But not Sri Lanka is not in any kind of thing. Sri Lanka in SARC and several some kind of regional trade agreements, not with other countries. I think Iran we had agreement for tea, so that is also has been uh, expired, and they are not taking that. And also, yeah, and triad means Japan, Western Europe, and United States countries. So again, as I mentioned here, most of the countries are exporting their goods and services to these countries, Japan, Western Europe, and United States countries. Why? They're having the market, they're having the money, and they are having per capita income is very high. Free economies, the people have money, easy. Cultures are very open, not rigid cultures. Yeah, Japan has been with rigid cultures, but Western Europe and United States cultures are not rigid. They're having some kind of concession for, and also legislations and rules and regulations are very loose in terms of when it's come to the trades, exports and trade things, but they are checking quality. You have to have the quality. So expanded triad in Pacific region, North America and European Union as well. So recently it has been taken into this. And balance of payment. I'm not telling the balance of payment, the difference between the export and imports, basic thing. In Sri Lanka, there is a deficit, huge deficit. That's why we have banned exports, imports. So that has been affected, as I mentioned, in car market in somewhat. They have lose money for the Japan because they are exporting cars and other vehicles to Sri Lanka. That market has been closed because of the ban, import restrictions, and yeah, some other imports also restricted. So that's why they have lose that market. So because of balance payment issues, it has been affected to the global market as well. Just one example for that. And these are the in 2022. These are the most trade. exporters, leading exporters and importers in world merchandise trade, including European Union in 2022 billion in dollars and percentage. China 3,594 billion exports and share is 17% share. Even America has 10% share. European Union export has 13.2 shares. See, United States of America, USA, the number one importer. European Union, second, China, Arab, Saudi Arabia, Egypt. So those are the countries I was mentioned here. G7 countries and Triad. They can influence because they are the one who importing imports. They are the one who running the global market. In another word, they can change whatever the rules and regulations. They can condemn whatever the market. So these countries having huge impact. So you have to balance. You have to understand the opportunities as well as threats. You have to balance with these countries. You have to balance these markets. You have to select whether we going to joint venture, are we going to franchise, are we going to having open a shop there, are we going indirect exports or maybe direct import exports. You have to select according to the restrictions and depend on the country situation. First thing you have to research and you have to understand the culture, understand these things. Without understanding these things, you can't do it. The most important thing is, as I mentioned in global marketing, is understanding. So this is the utmost important thing when it's come to the global marketing, social and cultural environment. As I mentioned, uh, these are very rigid. People won't change. You can't adapt. It's very difficult to change even in a culture, even in organization culture. You can't change it in one night. It will take maybe 5 or 6 years to change. Maybe at least 2 3 years it will take to change. Minor changes. It's very difficult to change. Culture is change. It's very difficult to change the culture. Likewise, in international marketing, likewise other countries, the culture is the number one. So it's very difficult to change the culture. What you can only do is you have adapt the culture. You have to find the values, beliefs, and norms, classes. What are the spiritual things? What don'ts and don'ts? What do's and don'ts in each culture? You have to identify. Then only you can do marketing in those countries. Society, culture, and global consumer culture. As you know, there are so many cultures across the world. Also, there are many subcultures across one country. Okay, cultures and subcultures. We call something. Sometimes we call society as a subculture. Okay, culture is the people who are living, ways of living, built up by a group of human beings. So it has been transformed to one generation to one generation. Likewise, in Sri Lanka, it has transformed to one generation to one generation. Why we are worshipping for uh, adults? Because it's our culture. Why we are not eating Why Muslims are not eating pork? Because of their culture, norms, their spiritual things. Why Hindus are worshipping to these spiritual things to this thing? Because of the culture. Okay. Why we are respect people? Because of our culture. In Japanese culture, they are respecting adults a lot, even though they use their advertising, they use their elders for the advertising to advertising. Likewise, if you are putting advertising first and they are giving you some recommendation by using adult. Why? Because that country believe the adults, what they say adults, what adults are saying. So they respect them and they believe they are right. So that's why they are putting uh, recommendations after the advertising, after the main advertisement. So likewise, so the culture is very important. So here must study and understand the country's culture in which they will be doing business, and must incorporate this understanding into the marketing planning process. So we here what we are going to understand and what we are going to study is rules and behavior of a certain people, a culture, rules and behaviors of the people of the country, certain country or particular country. So and also we are understanding what are the do's and what are the don'ts. Do's and don'ts we should understand. And also, as per the behaviors and rules and do's and don'ts, strategies and marketing programs will have to be adapted. So that means you have to adapt your marketing mix. So let's say sometimes you can get advantages of culture. Sometimes you can't. It may be a disadvantage. Uh, it may be a disadvantage. Let's say I will show you the Coke happiness advertisement. Happiness is a value of any whatever the culture. Happiness is a value. We believe happiness, right? If you go to the Coke advertisement, says sharing happiness. So they have taken that advantage in a shared culture. There's a characteristic, the value. So they have used that sharing happiness with Coke advertisement. It has been run all over the country. Take make ලංකාවට අදාළ නැහැ ඉන්දියාවට අදාළ නැහැ, not like that. It has appealed to each and every country. Even in UAE, happiness is available. Is there? No? Middle East countries, even in North South America countries, happiness is there. That is a value, and they use superb campaign using Coke, open happiness, sharing happiness. So that is a one cultural aspect, one cultural thing. To take it as advantage. There are some disadvantages as well. Marketers should secure in their own conviction and traditions. So especially you should think about it. You have to secure. You must marketers should secure. Company must secure whatever the culture believes, opinions, traditions and rules. You should not against it. You have to work with it. You have to cooperate with that. You have to go with that. Go with the flow. If you go to change it, you can't do the business there. They will come against you and criticize, and you can't do the business there. You will lose the business, and you can't come. You can't back and come back home. Each and every time, you have to go with the flow, cultural flow. Don't against them. Be cooperate with them. Cultural shock. Cultural shock is we use in organizational culture. Cultural shock. Basically, what is cultural shock is normal process of adapting a new culture. That means normal process of adapting to a new culture. Culture is changing now. In 1950s, culture is not in 1990s. 1990s culture is not in 2024. So 1974, the millennials are 1980s, 1950s, boomers are there, baby boomers. In 1970 to 1990, there are millennials are there. They have changed a lot compared to baby boomers, and millennials have changed with Gen X and Gen Y and Gen Z. Now generation, it's next generation Gen Alpha. It's totally changed. Gen Z and Gen Alpha is bit. There are some similarities, but when it's compared to the millennials and Gen Z, it's very huge. Uh, there are some lot of differences. Even you are adults, you have been working with Gen Z people. Gen Alpha is not working with you, but Gen Z is working with you after 2000. They are working with you. Both those who were born in after 2000 2005, they are working with you, but it's very difficult to work with them. If you are you need you know that it's very difficult to work with them, right? They are not especially I didn't see that they don't respect their job. They don't respect their bosses. They don't respect their adults. They don't listen to their adults. They don't listen. It has been changed, but you can't change overall. Culture shock is like that. Try to change it, but it will not change in a one night. It will take some time. It will take some time. So by the time it will change, that means cultural shock. Nowadays, like say now in 90s, you have been remember that at cultural shock. That means Lux advertisement with some girl is coming with the soap. They've opened in top open, not the top with the towel and this thing. Legs are open, but it has been banned those days in 1990s. It has been restricted by the government because of this against the culture. But now you have seen a lot of advertisement in that time. It was a cultural shock opening in the top part in a woman and the legs. Now it's you can see anywhere in the TV, but that time it has been restricted. Now it's different thing. It has been changed. So as I mentioned, culture is learning behavior, and it has been transformed to generation. So this is the definition of culture, ways of living, built up by a group of human beings that are transmitted from a generation to generation. We get from our grandfather, my father. You get it from your parents. Your parents take it from their parents take it. Likewise, it has been generation to generation. It will transfer, but there are some changes. It will change. So in here we are talking about Great Hofstede defined culture as a collective program of the mind that distinguishes the members of one category of people from those of another. So you can categorize people according to your culture. Let's say, like religious wise, we can religious wise we can categorize, or else we can categorize like province wise, southern province and the western province. There are differences when you're talking. The accent and everything is different. Southern province is more on like uh, different cultures are there. In western province it has been westernized. They have a lot of new things in here, so it has been changed. Likewise, so here we are talking about. We will discuss later, we deeply discuss with these cultural impact on especially Greek Hofstede definitions, and there are six dimensions as well. We will discuss these things, but before that, there are material cultures and non-material cultures. Material culture is the physical components of physical culture, and includes physical objectives and artifacts. Artifacts means your stories, your like ancient things created by humans, such as clothing and tools. Likewise, material, non-material cultures basically on your mentally uh, things like perception, attitudes, beliefs, and values. So religion also, those are intangible. It's your mental process. So both material and non-material cultures are interrelated, so and interactive. So it's combined. It's combined. It's integrated. Material culture, non-material culture, and these are the definition of greed and Clifford Geertz and Geert Hofstede. So we are mainly focusing on Hofstede's dimensions and the cultural aspects and the cultural definition. You can just keep it in your mind about the behaviors, rules, about the culture, ways of living, people who are living, ways of living. So, in the culture iceberg model by Edward Hall, he has been introduced this iceberg model, surface and deep culture. When you are studying your culture, only 10% are visible. These only 10% are visible. Iceberg is only 10% are visible, 90% are invisible. You can't see these 90%. That's why you have to understand deeply in the culture when you are doing international marketing, because culture is utmost important, because what you think is not right, what you see is not right. There are a lot of things under that. Okay, then you have to beliefs you can't see, norms, assumptions, value you can't see. You have to study in deeply. You have to study. Those are invisible. These are hidden. 90% hidden. 10% only you can see. So that's why we have to understand this culture more and more. Cultural definitions. So I am not talking about this because you can read this. And moving to culture. So yeah. So we have a set of culture is the set of basic values, perception, bonds, and behaviors learned by members of society from family and other important institutions. And yeah, there are some elements: language, symbols, norms, value, beliefs, and cognitive elements. Religion, those are the things are coming under. There are few elements are these are few elements are there, but there are a lot of elements coming under culture. These are the very popular elements coming under culture: language, symbols, and norms, values, beliefs, and all. So cognitive elements are ideas, knowledge, also experience, expectations, also coming under cognitive elements. So symbols, mm, you know, Maori tattoos in New Zealand. Most of the people are using that Maori tattoos as a group of people. They are using like in New Zealand, and also Mara gang, swag in El Salvador. They have some tattoos. They have to put that tattoo. If you are in that clan, if you are belongs to that clan, you have to put that tattoo in your chest or in the arms. So that is their symbols of representing their clan. So okay, guys, I will stop this. We will wind up today. So I will discuss the culture and other parts up next week. So before that, have you done any research before? Just want to know, because there is a research topic is there. So I just want to know whether have you done research in maybe a research consultancy project, or maybe project, whatever project have you done before?
So we are
right?
supposed to do a research as part of our MBA program. If you are referring to that, we are on the way of doing that, sir.
So you have a different subject called research, right?
We have research methods, and research is there as a
Then it's
subject
okay.
on itself.
Then it's okay because market research is also there, including this subject. That's why I ask you, because if you are having a research subject, then it's easy for me to uh, inculcate this, teach you this. Because if you don't know research part, it's very difficult to certain things. Yeah, that's easy. If you're doing if you're having a research part, that's easy. That's what I ask you. If you do if you did research before, it will easy to understand these things. Yeah. Okay. If there is anything you want to clarify, just want to uh, ask me any gray areas. You can ask me.
Yeah. So is there any suggested book that we need to read on this? So
Uh, you can read this. Uh, I don't remember the name. This Kotler's consumer behaviors are there, and Moji's book is there. I will share next time. Uh, wait, give me a minute. It's you can refer this global marketing book called Warren J. Keegan. Warren J. Keegan, global marketing book. You can yeah, you can read if you want. You can take as a reference. You can take Warren J. Keegan. Other than that, Moji's is there. Moji's intercultural marketing is there, and also Kotler's. There is a book called Global Marketing. Kotler book is also good. This Keegan is somewhat like it something. Sometimes it's old data, but just find some new edition. But when it's come to uh, Kotler's book, uh, there are some recent data as well, recent aspects. Okay, guys, let's wind up. Thank you for being with me. I know it's a bit tough time. It's 1 to 4. What to do? That is the time I got. So try to manage with that time in, on Fridays.
thank
Thank
you,
you,
sir.
guys. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you, sir.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.